Welcome to this yoga practice. I'm so happy to be here today. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a lot that I would love to talk about extrasensory perception, but in respect of your time, I'm going to keep this class brief. So I will tell you a quick little story about telepathy and mindfulness. So it's something I've always been very curious about in my life. Am I experiencing telepathy? Am I not? Are these my thoughts? Are they someone else's thoughts? Am I just thinking I'm thinking of someone else's thoughts? Are these someone else's feelings? Asking myself these questions back and forth throughout my life has made me even more curious about it. And as I practice mindfulness, I get a really firm grounding on what my thoughts and emotions are. When I do have these other thoughts and I think it's someone else's thoughts, is it really their thought? So I asked a trusted source about this. I talked to a psychologist and I asked her, am I experiencing telepathy? Is this something that you think is possible? Please tell me what your thoughts are. And she told me two things. She said that one, nobody can validate another person's experience. And two, if it was a thought disorder, I wouldn't be aware of it. So with that being said, I encourage you to practice mindfulness as well throughout this practice. Notice, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings? Do you pick up on other people's thoughts and feelings? And what are your thoughts on telepathy and extrasensory perception? Do you have these kind of experiences in your life? So I'm going to leave you with that and we'll begin our class. Thank you. Beginning in a cross-legged position, we're going to continue our theme with the crown chakra and begin with pranayama. We're going to take Bastrika, stage 1. I'll demonstrate 1 round of breath and then we'll do 3 rounds on this side, 3 rounds on the next side. Beginning with an inhale. And then from the abdomen, we make little pushes out. We do 10 of them. And then inhale. And exhale. Let's close our eyes and we'll breathe together, beginning with an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We can open our eyes, switch our legs, and we'll take 3 rounds on this side, closing our eyes, reaching through the crown of our head, shoulders on top of hips. We'll begin with an inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. Great job. Let's transition now into our next pose. From tabletop, we're going to lower onto our elbows. So our elbows are under the shoulders, palms facing down, and then we will inhale coming forward, and then exhale round the spine. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, come forward, and exhale round the spine. Inhale, come forward, and exhale round the spine. From here, we can come forward and back into child's pose. Maybe open the legs up a little bit, reach the arms forward. We're going to stay here for about a minute. All right, we can look up, come forward, coming into tabletop. Our next pose, we're going to take cat-cow. We can use 2 blocks to give us a little bit more leverage. Otherwise, without the blocks is just fine. We can begin by inhale, looking up, arching the back, and exhale, rounding the tailbone, looking back to the thighs. And inhale, coming forward, looking up, arch the back. Exhale, rounding the tailbone, looking back toward the thighs. Inhale, one more time, looking up. Exhale, round, looking back. From here, we're going to remove the blocks. We're going to go into spinal balance. So tucking the left toes and reaching the right leg all the way back, pointing the toe, reaching the left arm out in front, pointing the fingers, and then grabbing onto the left foot or ankle, reaching it up into the sky and arching the head back, looking forward. Keep breathing here, lifting the leg up a little bit more, and release the left hand to the mat, straighten the right leg, bringing it out to the side in line with the hip. Touch the toes down, ground the heel, and then keeping the left toes tucked, sitting all the way back down and reaching forward, stretching into the lower back, into the right thigh. Maybe close the eyes. Take a few breaths here. Open the eyes, coming back, hands under shoulders. We're going to lift the right leg as if you're coming into a plank, but put it into the center line of your body. We're going to engage the core, lift the left leg, keeping it tucked, And then place the left toes behind the left wrist, turning onto the right foot. Maybe reach your arm back, keeping the right arm engaged. Maybe reach the left arm behind you, opening the chest. Maybe close the eyes. Steady breathing here. And we're going to lower onto our right hip, rotate our body, coming into half shoelace. We have a few options here. We can begin by staying upright, straightening the spine, lengthening through the crown. Another option is to come all the way forward. Another option is to bring the left arm overhead, grab the hand with the right, opening up the shoulders, keeping the right foot flexed. Take whatever option feels good for you today. All right, let's look up, release the hands, place them behind you, straighten the left leg to meet the right, point the toes and lift up into a reverse plank. Drop the head back. Feel this nice opening in the front side of the body. And lower all the way down. From here, we're going to cross the legs, plant the hands, step back into plank, lower down, and take a quick child's pose. All right, let's come back into our tabletop position and we'll take it to the other side, this time tucking the right toes and then lifting the left leg up, pointing the toes back, reaching the right arm forward, and then grabbing onto the left foot or ankle and then pulling it up into a back bend and looking up. Breathing steady here. Maybe lift your leg a little bit higher. And we'll release the right hand to the mat. Take the left leg out to the side, equal with the hip. Touch down with the toes, touch the heel down, keeping the right toes tucked. Sitting all the way back and reaching the arms forward. Stretching into the lower back here and the left thigh. From here, we're going to come back up, hands under shoulders, bringing our left leg, keeping it straight like a plank position, but in the center of your body. And then we'll engage the core, lifting the right leg, keeping it tucked off the ground. And then stepping the right toes behind the right wrist, rotating onto the left foot, keeping the right arm engaged with a slight bend. Maybe reach the right arm behind, opening the chest and shoulders. Pointing the left toes, letting the hip drop to the ground. Nice release. And from here, we're going to sit all the way down onto the left leg, coming into half shoelace. Same options for this side. We can stay upright, keeping a straight spine, maybe come forward. Or if you'd like to add the arms, take the right arm overhead, grab it with the left, keeping the left foot flexed. With a straight spine, come all the way forward. We can bring ourselves back up, release the hands behind, stretch the right leg to meet the left, push up into a reverse tabletop. Lean the head back. Breathe deeply here into the body, opening up. And exhale, lower down. From here, we're going to make our way into Halasana. So I like to grab my ankles, reach my toes into the sky, and then roll onto my back. Once my feet touch down, I like to stretch my arms out, placing them palms down on the mat. And from here, we can play around a little bit. Maybe point the left leg into the sky. Lower it back down. Try pointing the right leg into the sky. And lower it back down. If shoulder stand is part of your practice, maybe lift both legs into the sky. And then I point my toes into the sky. I try to be as straight as possible, but sometimes I look like a banana, and it's all good, no worries. But hopefully I'm straight today for this video. And from here we can lower all the way back down into Halasana. Palms down on the mat, or sometimes it feels good to bring the palms together, clasping the hands and opening up the shoulders. Option to keep the toes tucked or untucked. Another option is to come into a straddle position, taking whatever feels good for you today. I notice when I'm having a lot of intrusive thoughts, whether they're my own or they're somebody else's thoughts, and I'm actually having telepathy, I find this pose is really helpful. It really calms me down, and so that's why I chose to share it with you today. We'll stay here for a little bit longer. We'll stay here for 2 minutes in this pose, but if you need to come out at any time, please do so. let's slowly release from this pose, rolling the body down one vertebrae at a time, pointing our toes into the sky. Let's slowly lower our legs all the way down. If you'd like to join me today in a back bend, I'm going to take Chakrasana, but of course bridge pose is another option. We'll begin by bending our knees, scooting ourselves a little bit closer to our feet, maybe being able to grab your ankles, putting the hands next to the shoulders, and then when you're ready, lifting the hips all the way up, straightening the arms, opening the chest and the whole front side of the body. And you can maybe bend a leg into the chest if you like, straighten it out, and then lower down. Keeping our legs bent, let's stay here for a few breaths while we let the spine reset. Maybe bring the right hand to the heart and the left hand to the belly. Let's take an inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Bringing the arms out to a T. Legs come to tabletop. And let's take a spinal twist to the right. Bringing our legs back up to center. We'll take the spinal twist to the left. Bringing our legs back to center, lowering the arms to the side of the body, pointing the toes to the sky, and lower the legs all the way down. Shake the legs out. Maybe rock the head back and forth. Take whatever position feels comfortable for you. The distinction between breathing in and out falls away. The veil lifts from the mind's luminosity, and the potential for concentration is realized. When you find the intrusive thoughts are taking over, whether your own or someone else's, repeat to yourself, I am focusing on myself now. I am focusing on myself now. Now let's rest here in Shavasana. Let's flutter the eyes open, move the fingers and toes. Take a full body overhead stretch, pointing the toes, reaching the hands. And when you're ready, rolling onto one side and pressing up. I want to thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. I'm wishing you peace of mind for the rest of the day. Namaste.